Hey, Mike with Nerd Problems Gaming here. In today's video, we'll be going through 8 new must-buy Nintendo Switch eShop sale games, so let's get into it. Now real quick before we jump into the video, at the time of filming this, all of these games are on sale, but whether these games are on sale or not, I really enjoy all of them, so I think they're worth picking up and playing, whether you can find them on sale or not. But with that said, let's jump into the video. Alright, the first game on the list is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Now this is really a revival of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. Many of the classic beat-em-ups that the series is known for are some of my favorite beat-em-ups of all time. And Shredder's Revenge really took a lot of the best things from those games and added a modern twist to it and made it even better. And so in this game, you take on Shredder and his evil henchmen as they try and take over New York, capturing the Statue of Liberty and rebuilding Krang's suit. And so you'll go across the city, through Dimension X and into the Technodrome, fighting off the Foot Clan and the many villains from the Ninja Turtle universe. The controls are incredibly responsive, you can play local co-op, and it even added some RPG elements to the game where you can level up your characters as you play. Each character has the same type of moveset, but each one does have a unique feel to them, and different strengths and weaknesses depending on what characters you play. So you can play as the Ninja Turtles, April O'Neil, Splinter, and even Casey Jones. There's unlockable characters for the game, hidden secrets, and much more. While the game isn't too terribly difficult, it is incredibly fun, and if you enjoy side-scrolling beat-em-ups, this is definitely one of the best I've played in recent years, and I highly recommend it. Alright, the next game on the list is Infernax. Now this is a retro-inspired Metroidvania game where you play as a young knight returning to his homeland only to find that it has been overrun by unholy magic and evil forces. And so you go on a quest to take out this evil force in an action platforming RPG style game. And so it's heavily inspired on the Castlevania series and feels a lot like Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, but with much better controls, enhanced RPG elements, an interactive map, side quests, and even multiple endings, and many unlockable characters for the game as well. Now this game is not for the faint of heart. It gets pretty gory and intense in a lot of areas, so I definitely say it's for mature audiences only. But if you like classic side-scrolling platformers, Metroidvania style games, the Castlevania series, I would definitely recommend checking out this game. It's one of my favorite Metroidvanias that has come out in recent years, and I definitely recommend it. Alright, the next game on the list is Death's Door. Now this game is a unique concept where you play as a small crow that works for the Reaping Commission, which is basically like the corporate America form of the Grim Reaper. And so your job is to go out and harvest souls, and on your first mission, while trying to harvest a soul, that soul is captured, and this leads you on a quest to uncover a plot of missing crows within the organization and to find that missing soul to make sure you don't lose your job. The game's quirky, it has a fun sense of humor, but the gameplay is really fun as well. It's more of an action RPG dungeon crawler where you'll be able to level up your crow, gain new abilities, and unlock secrets as you explore. It has a cool, unique art style. The gameplay is challenging and I definitely recommend it. Alright, the next game on the list is Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars. So in this game, you play as a bunch of misfit heroes that go on a quest to slay a dragon that has been terrorized in the land in hopes of gaining a massive treasure from the queen ruler of the land. Now the game is pretty unique as it's kind of like a tabletop RPG, like Dungeons and Dragons meets video game RPG with a visual novel at the same time. And so it's pretty cool because as you go throughout the world, it's all made up of cards. So as you explore different towns, as you explore dungeons, you go on the world map, there'll be a bunch of cards face down on the table and you'll move your piece across the cards, and as you do that, each card will flip up and expose what's underneath. And so again, it might be monsters, areas you can't reach, mountains, streams, new characters to discover, hidden treasures, and much more. The combat is pretty simplified, but again, also feels like an RPG meets board game where you'll be able to do different attacks, but you'll also roll die, which will determine the damage you cause, how much you heal your characters, if abilities were successful, and much more. The game isn't super long, but it has a fun story. There's the potential of multiple endings to unlock. The gameplay is really fun and addicting to explore the world, and I definitely recommend it. Alright, the next game on the list is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, if you aren't familiar with Guardians of the Galaxy, they're a bunch of misfit heroes that protect and save the galaxy. They don't always have the best intentions and are often trying to get into their next money-making scheme, but along the way they end up helping people and it turns into a massive adventure to save the galaxy. Now this is an action RPG and it feels kind of similar to recent games like Tomb Raider and third-person action adventure games like that. So in this game you play as Star-Lord as the main focus, but you'll have the other Guardians with you, and you'll be able to unlock additional abilities for them to help you get across different areas, find hidden secrets, and assist you in battle. Now, if you've watched any of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies or read the comics, it's more based on the comics, but the great funny banter is definitely there and feels like you're watching a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but have the fun of an action RPG as well. The game is very story driven, so you might have long chunks of time where you're just going through the story of the game with small bursts of action in between. But when you do get to the action scenes, it's a lot of fun. Now, this Switch version is a cloud version of the game, so to get the best experience you might need a higher internet connection speed, but the game itself has been one of my favorites in recent years, and I definitely recommend it. Alright, the next game on the list is Dying Light, the Definitive Edition. Now, Dying Light is one of my favorite zombie games. You'll play as a covert agent that airdrops into a Middle Eastern city that has recently been taken over by a zombie outbreak. And so this game is an action RPG and kind of feels like an Elder Scrolls or Skyrim type game, but set in a zombie universe. On top of that, a really cool feature of the game is the fact that you'll use parkour or free running as part of your skill set and abilities. So you'll be scaling buildings, jumping over cars, running at full sprint, jumping over walls, and it's really cool. It keeps the action fast-paced and the intensity high. On top of that, as you're going through the city, you'll unravel a mystery of different organizations trying to blackmail your organization. And as you'll explore, you'll uncover the mystery of what's going on in the city. And on top of that, it has a cool day-night cycle where days are certainly intense with the zombies, but the nights get even more crazy. And you'll need to face off against super fast crazed zombies during the evening hours, and it's a lot of fun. If you like zombie games, intriguing stories, I would definitely recommend checking out Dying Light, the Definitive Edition. Alright, the next game on the list is Kaze and the Wild Masks. So if you like retro action platformers like Donkey Kong Country, I definitely recommend this game as it feels incredibly similar, has great controls, and a fun art style and story, just like those early retro games. And so in this game, you play as Kaze, a young bunny that goes on a quest to save her friend from an evil curse. And so like I said, it feels a lot like a Donkey Kong Country game where you'll find different masks that will unlock abilities for your character, and they're all tied to different animal types. The gameplay is fast-paced, the levels are challenging, and if you like action platformers, I definitely recommend it. Alright, the final game on today's list, number 8, is Cyber Shadow. And so this game is really a cool action platforming game. It feels like a mix between the Mega Man X series and Ninja Gaiden, as you play as a cybernetic ninja who is taking on the ongoing threat of cybernetic life forms that are taking over the city and hunting down members of his clan. And so the action is great. Like I said, it feels like a retro action platformer, but the controls are incredibly responsive. It starts off where you're very underpowered and slow and have limited abilities, but over time you get tons of upgrades where you'll be jumping all across the screen, unleashing massive amounts of damage, and it's a whole lot of fun. There's lots of hidden secrets throughout the game where you'll find items to power up your special abilities, power up your health, learning new moves, and much more. The game is definitely challenging and hard, but I think if you like these retro style action platforming games, you'll really enjoy Cyber Shadow, and I highly recommend it. But again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this list. Let me know in the comments below if you've played any of these games yet, if you're going to pick up any of these now that you know that they're on sale and have heard about them. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to smash that like button as it really helps out the channel. And if you like videos like this on video games, board games, and everything nerdy, check out one of our other videos here. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications to get the latest updates of new nerd videos we put out. But once again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.